We are here to learn more about sustainable practices za business because we have a small business. Tunataka kufika hapo kwa medium ndio tujue how sustainable our business can be. That's amazing. Thank you, Regina.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm Kanja. So the reason I'm starting to job and learn more about business, how to grow, and everything all about business, merits, demerits, everything about business.
Kwa kuna mandazi but mimi prefer mahindi.
All right. So,
I'm a product of an SME that I started. When I was young, a little bit younger, meaning and I came to Nakuru. I can see some of my friends here. Hey, Mambo Niaji? Quite a number of my people, even from people from my village. Enua Lando. Can see the Londoners of Nakuru, not London. So I remember when I was a little bit young, I started some small business. Yeah, kuuza mtush hapa tao. And I think that's where we all start. Even the government is a bottom-up approach. I started a mtuba business here in town. Ile kidogo tu, ile ya kwenda Gikomba na capital kama ya 500 shillings. Unaomba kusimama kwa basi. Kulikuwa na basi inaitwa Shagi, and then you would speak to the conductor, wakupatie ride almost free, but utasimama from here to Nairobi. And then you'd go to Gekosh, and then you pick a few blouses, and then you unazipiga pasi, then hapo kwa stage yetu ya Rando na kuja hapo jioni unazishika na hanga, and then you start singing, and then maybe one here or a lady would come, and then una negotiate jioni unaenda home na mbao, sindio? So starting small is everything, sinigwani? And I hope that's your view of life, that you need to really appreciate what you can start as a small business, and if you're well empowered, definitely it can grow to bigger things. On my own personal level, away from what I do for the county, I run an international business. I do tours and travel, and my company is based in a place called Southampton in London. It was born out of that. So there's a lot that you can do, especially if you are well equipped in knowledge. Knowledge is everything, by the way. We're living in a generation that would think money is everything, but may go this direction. Knowledge is everything. If you're well empowered in business, doesn't matter kama unaanza ya ngiri moja, ya 500, ya 10,000, knowledge on how to do business. And maybe in the few minutes I have, can I just mention something that I've really learned in business? There's a time when I was in that time, I went to some training, and the guy was training us. There's something he told us about business. Quickly I can just mention it for you. The goals of business. And that I have used that model up to today. I'm still using it. That when you're doing business, as a young person, when you're starting, you need to know why you're in business. And there are how many things? 1, 2. Now the first goal, that's my model. There are so many other models. Maybe even Enua Kijana has a different model. But mine is, the first goal in business is you keep the customer. You keep the customer. Are we together? You can notice somewhere. But I know you have a genius mind like me. It has a stick. Always think about that. Keep the customers. The second goal in business is make new customers. Make new customers. The third goal is make everyone happy. Everyone in the chain, from your whatever, the customer, wale wanakuletea vitu, if you're buying some items from somewhere, make sure that the guy who is supplying, the suppliers are happy, your staff are also happy, and everyone in the whole of that chain, whatever your business is happy. Hakuna mseme amenuna. You're paying your people on time, and everyone is happy. And then the last one is make profit. Please, I would pray that you make the making profit one, the last one. Because some of us, they have really failed in business because of making profit the first one. And then you end up losing customers. You just want to get more money. And there are 3 types of customers. That guy taught me. There are 3 types of customers. Because making customers and keeping customers is very important. And one of the customers that you don't need to have is a dissatisfied customer. Just one.
My name is Caroline Momaini. I am the founder of Enuka. I have an amazing team, and they want it to be a secret, so I'll not ambush them this morning. But I just sat there while you were speaking, sir, and I was like, my journey as a young person started in this town, 23 years ago, by the way. I was trained in this town as a youth advocate 23 years ago. So I think without Nakuru, there would have been no Enuka maybe. Mona pali mnaingililia. Like, where could Caroline have been if Nakuru would not be here? Yeah, so I'm quite grateful, and it was just that eureka moment of, wow, this has been quite a journey. And the journey has given birth to Enua Kijana Afrika, an amazing outfit that puts young people at the center. And we are very honored for these amazing partnerships that we have continued to bring together, and we are here today, back where it all started. Wow. I'm feeling like, it's a full circle moment. That's what people would say in English. Yeah? So mi nashukuru sana kwa kutukaribisha hapa kama Enuka and just not Caroline. And I am just hoping that how you came and your, aspirations of the day, they'll be met. This particular convening is for you. Kwa hivyo hata msidanganywe ati I'm the reason, I'm just the vehicle. But this was your date. So whatever you decide to do with it is up to you. So just tapping back to my 23 years ago journey, is that as a young person, I really benefited from such conversations. Like, if those adults then did not think that youth development was important, see, get quite a different outcome. And that is definitely what we are doing here today. So I was present, I listened, sometimes I did not listen, I listened again, I became ambitious, I harnessed opportunities, all of them. Some that were sensible and others that were not. Yeah? But as a young person, it's important for you to feed that curiosity. Sindio? Endelea tu kujiuliza, after this what? And then what? Why now? Why me? What is this for? And eventually you'll just get that which fits you and connect to spaces that will continue to empower you. So please make this useful for yourself, for your venture, whatever you have in mind. If you have not even figured it out, it's okay. Maybe this is the meeting for you. Maybe this is the team here that will, move you towards that direction. So as Enuka, we are really honored to continue working with young people. And I'm going to welcome my colleague, Drusilla Ogola, who will tell us more about what we do and some of the projects that we are really privileged to be part of. A round of applause for her.
So my name is Drusilla Ogola. I am the Public Engagement Officer over at Enua Kijana Afrika. So our main business is in uplifting young people. We can repeat that, uplifting young people. And if you believe you're a young person, then you are our business. You are the person that we are really concerned about. So Enuka Konect, we're in the business of connecting you to opportunities, to one another, to other businesses, to other counties and what they're doing. And essentially, we are looking at profitability and sustainability. Let me give an example. So, young people come across money, sindio? Mumeingia TikTok, kadance kidogo, sindio? Aya, ukapata coins, sindio? Is it coins that translate to Kenya shillings, right? Yeah. So, ukapata kidogo, right? So, umeshika 100K. So you're like, I want to start a business, I want to do this, I want to do this. So the same thing, this guy got a lot of money, very young guy. The first thing he did with that money, he went ahead and akakomboa ofisi kubwa, akaemploy watu 5. Hiyo ofisi ilifungwa na 2 months, na pesa yake ilipotea. So of course, hakuwa na business practices that would ensure sustainability. So when you catch them when they're young, which is essentially what we're trying to do, catch young people when they're young with the energy, with the money, and help them make less and less mistakes as they move along the entrepreneurship journey, isn't it? So what Enuka does, we try to, actually we don't try, we do. We uplift young people through business development trainings, other trainings whereby we focus on upskilling them, we provide mentorship, because sometimes you can have the money but you lack the attitude, right? Yeah, you have a lot of limitations, limiting views of yourself, of business, of your customers. So we try our very best to bring in a holistic type of uplifting to the young people. The icing on the cake, we try and do this by embracing African cultures, holistic African cultures, because we believe like this transfer of knowledge. Your father, your mother, your grandfather, they were business people, some of them, right? Yeah, they have knowledge, they have skills that you can actually learn from them. So even for us, we are trying to tap on the positive cultures that we have and African beliefs that we can actually instill them into the young people so that there is continuity, isn't it? Yeah, so that we're not just billionaires and we've forgotten where we've come from, isn't it? We've forgotten our practices, we've forgotten our values. So that is what Enuka does, and we are honored to be in front of you, honored to serve you, and we look forward to an amazing, interesting, empowering, uplifting conversation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Kabaki, and I work at Sndbox. Actually, today what I want to talk about is the village formula. I love what you're saying about embracing African culture. So what we do is we empower businesses. So there's things like free training on webinars. You can call our any of the experts and they'll give you at least 30 minutes consultation. So we're based in Nairobi. And we tell everybody, you know, what is your, it doesn't matter, there's 35 different business support that you can get. Whether it's an accountant, a lawyer, you know, a tax. Right now tax is a big thing. But I want to talk about the village formula. What we are about is looking at, we have a way in which we deal like Wazungus, you know, what I know I keep to myself. If I am an accountant, I won't share with you, I want you to pay me. So the village formula, how they came up with that is, we go back to the way we were, where we share information. So if you know something about marketing, share that information. It will change. If I share that with you, it changes your life. When you grow big, you'll come back and acknowledge me. This is how it was in the village. Somehow it became negative. Saying that you have village principles was negative. But actually it was an amazing community where everybody was valued and everybody was acknowledged. And that's literally what we're trying to bring back. So we started out in Nairobi. We want to expand. This is why we are here. We want to get to know different communities, youth. We want to hear from what everybody has to say and build small communities. So in Nakuru, there will be a Sndbox where people come in and they have a place where they come together and exchange information, support each other. Of course, if I can afford your services, I will. So what we try to do is train all our experts and say, what is a product you can give me for free? What can you give me for 1,000? What can you give me for 100? What can you give me for 100,000? And it's working really well so far. This year we are 4 years old. And why we are even coming here is we want people to know there's information. When you have your business where you are, if you just go onto our website, you'll find that there's webinars that are actually more like trainings. People will tell you that it's a training. I come in, I listen to what the tax people are saying, it equips me. They're sending us emails saying, thank you so much. Because ultimately, if we're all better at what we do, the economy goes up. And we start to get out of this, you know, we talk about abundance. This is practicing abundance the way we know how as Africans. And that's literally what Sndbox is about. So we'll be here for the rest of today. We'll come back to Nakuru. Our CEO would have loved to be here today, but he couldn't make it, so which is why Emily and myself represented. And just come and ask us what we do and how we can give you support. Just fill in any form. We'll just give you the information. Actually, we even have tools. So people come in and say how to do a simple marketing plan. And it's a free tool, and we'll give it to you. So that when you do it and go forth and prosper, then you'll be able to get better revenue, touch more people's lives, and hopefully we'll just get back into understanding that the village formula, it wasn't a bad thing, it's an amazing thing. Please reach out to us, like I said, we're here. We have business cards, I'll come and talk to as many people as possible. Asante.
So my name is Miss Njeri, founder Hustle Zetu. I began a small media company journey, and when I say small, MBCI is an exemption. So these upcoming media stations in Nakuru town, and my first assignment was to build one media station, and I was supposed to go out into the field and get businessmen and women who need to advertise. Because of course, if you take your advert on Citizen TV, KTN, it's very expensive. And the one challenge that I had a lot of businessmen and women in Nakuru say is that I cannot afford. I have an amazing story to tell, I have an amazing product to sell, but I cannot afford to put an advert on Citizen TV, KTN, and these other mainstream media stations. So I saw a gap for somebody, Kulima Kidogo, Mama Mboga Kidogo, somebody with an upcoming company who would want to tell their story. And so that's how I founded Hustle Zetu, which basically means ni biashara zetu. And so my core activity is just advertising and bringing business stories of men and women who may not necessarily afford to have their information on big media stations told. That's all.
Everyone, I'm happy to be back in Nakuru. I think I was here last year for the Central Rift Innovation Week. I don't know how many of you participate in it. So yeah, my name is Wangesho Home. I'm a lawyer by profession, but in the ecosystem I support startups mainly, or entrepreneurs. And this happens to be people who are looking for innovative solutions and looking for funding. So the way we do it is almost similar to what Sndbox does it. And under our umbrella, what we have is we have communities. So every month we have an Anza night where every founder, where the founders within the community come and join, and they find ecosystem enablers and government. Case in point, last evening we just held one where we had the director of BRS and a couple of other people speak with us. Then we also have an academy where we train on startups. So for anyone who's looking to join the ecosystem and you feel like it's a complex journey, we felt like capacity building was important. And we also do have another pillar where we also offer professional services, and we are doing so with the Estonian government and the Kenyan government. And finally, together with the Kenya Innovation Agency, we and the UK government, we've been building something around supporting startups with intellectual property rights. So anyone who's afraid of losing my idea and all that, so this became a mechanism that we've been doing. So I'm happy to be part of Nakuru. I'm hoping that I can come in even in future and see more of this. And for me, my keyword is keep the connect, keep building. There's value in community and there's value in helping one another.
My name is Salma Ibrahim. I run an organization called Business Week Africa. So at Business Week Africa, what we do is we empower African entrepreneurs by giving them knowledge, skills, networks, and opportunities. And the main reason why I'm here is we have a partnership with Sndbox that's going to start on Monday. It's a series called Let's Talk Business, and it's going to be airing every other Monday. So if you're an entrepreneur in the house, this is going to be of help for you. So the series is going to be teaching you how to do business better. So when you get time, just search for Business Week Africa on all social media platforms, and every Monday we'll be teaching you how to do business better.
Hello everybody. Barizeno. My name is Regina Kamoche from Daraja 360. It's a community-based organization based here in Nakuru, hapa tu karibu na stadium. So we serve our communities here in Nakuru, targeted on vulnerable groups, especially teenagers, youth, and women, in programs such as scholarship programs for universities, TVETs, and connection to other people or organizations that are also offering scholarships. So we also have a mentorship program where we train and character develop the teenagers in schools, and also during the holidays at Daraja. and we also capacity build youth outside school. For example, we have an activity coming up next week for the Form 4 leavers when you're in Maliza, just to create awareness on the opportunities available. So most youth, they are not accessing the information because so many people are doing youth-related activities, including the government, including NGOs and CBOs. Everybody is talking about the youth. So now the youth don't know they're being talked about. So that camp is based on just creating awareness and equipping the youth when you talk Form 4 on what they expect when they go to their next life, what's next after Form 4. So you're welcome to just welcome the youth that you know amemaliza Form 4. Iko pale Pilgrims, but we have a poster, we leave it here. So if you need to get the contacts, because it is very important, because many youth when you attend this camp, unapata they are able to identify what they want to do. Kama ujui career unataka kufanya, we are able to guide you in those camps to be able to understand yourself better and all. So you're welcome, and welcome anybody that you know mwenye amemaliza Form 4. So another program that we have is the Economic Empowerment Program, where we have a social enterprise, pale Freehold, ambayo tunasaidia youth and women on fashion. We train for free, especially vulnerable groups. We train for free and we employ them in the same space, or we refer to workspaces. So we are really interested to grow the communities together with our partners, because we don't work together, we work in partnerships. So we are really interested in this space because we know the youth wanahitaji hii knowledge. So we are here as Daraja and our partners, MG and everybody else. We are interested also to meet the new partners that we have seen today. It matters entrepreneurship, and we are so great to be here today.
Hi guys, how are you? So my name is Maggie from MBCI Media, and I'm in the sales and marketing department, and what we do is we help businesses transform their businesses. So basically we understand advertising has been left out for Coca-Cola, Safaricom, the who is who in business, right? But as MBCI Media, a national TV and radio station, we are keen to bring up the businesses that are coming. And for you to grow and thrive and expand, advertising, you can't shy away from it. Coca-Cola would have said we've sold enough bottles of Coca-Cola and stop advertising, but they still advertise. They're on our faces every day. So for you to grow in business, advertising should be, you should work very closely to ensure that your business is not working in the hiding there somewhere, but you're making sure that people know about it and where you are. So with MBCI, I like stories. So I want to give you a story of two companies. One is an electrical shop and a barber shop. So this is not Safaricom or Coca-Cola, but when they came to MBCI, they were just building their businesses, but they've seen an impact to the point where they have committed for 2024 to run advertisement for a whole year. So these are people who know the power of advertisement, and so as you're building your businesses, ensure that your businesses are well known, and you partner with companies that also are well known. So MBCI, as much as we are Christian-based station, we've seen even Indians coming to advertise. So this is not a Christian company that only supports Christian. So even Indians have seen the power of advertisement through businesses that are aligned with their values. Sawa. So thank you so much. We have our website, and also we'll be around. If you need our contacts, we are available. And also I think Rachel will come and she'll share more about how you can even partner with a show. So Business Plus, we've seen companies come and they sponsor a show for a whole month, which are now 4 episodes and 4 repeats, and you'll be able to get more value. So you don't have to do the adverts, the mentions. You can just come for a whole hour interview, which it's more affordable and also have more impact. And with the rise of digital marketing, we're also not shying away from that. We have a very good following on our social media accounts and handles. So we'll be able to give you more value by even extending your adverts now to the social media. Thank you very much.
I still teach dance. I still dance. So thank you, Timothy. It's been years and years. Well, it's a good surprise. It's good to hear that my industry is here. I shifted from being the chair. Now we have now grown to a working group. So I sit there at the communication and the PR for because the working group brings together a registered organization in the creative space. Just to grow the industry, because as we speak right now, thank you, Chair kwa hapa wa Nakuru Pele Estate. Good to see you, Wanyama. Simtugeni chairman wenyu. Anyway, so apart from that, I'm a student. I'm a student with the Franchise and Licensing Institute in Nairobi, and also World Intellectual Property Organization. So first I started as an intellectual property student. I graduated last year in October. I started Nikaenda Shule tena. I'm still a student right now. I'm doing franchising in film and music. I know it's something that most of us are shocked, like, what is this? Franchising and licensing? Franchising and so franchising in music and film. So that transition from passion, you're doing music, but what are the products that are there in the music that you can sell that works for you? How can we, how do you we take different artists, like Nyashiski is our monthly, that is now our, how do we study him, all the structures, what does he do, why his music is making it, and why we are not making it. So, out of all that all our, all these people have talked about, and it's something that I really want also to welcome you, all those Business Africa, Village, because intellectual property is one product that doesn't lose value. It does not suffer inflation. Whether there is inflation or not, intellectual property always stands. And lastly, to say about intellectual property is an equalizer. Yeah. Whether anywhere I go, when I talk about intellectual property, everybody starts writing in the book, including doctors. So, so where that space is, it's something that, it's a product that most of us have not explored, and everybody's afraid to tackle it, but it is working. That's why you see transformation of industry. That's why you see film industry is the second biggest industry in Nigeria after agriculture. Actually, Ilkuje Capital Oil. So why are they making it and not us? So that is that. Karibuni sana. I would love to interact and know you guys more. It's good to feel to be back home and sit and hear. Yeah.
You know, we belong to the P.O. Box world. Sininyi ni digital. However, hata wazetu tunajaribu. Tunajaribu kukaa randa. Now, when I was invited and asked to talk to the youth in business, that was only last night, so I decided I will not do any speech, written or what, I will just talk to you. So it might make sense, it might not make sense. But one thing I'm happy about, Tim and George and the others who are organizing this event, is the happiness of seeing young people in business. Because business is the world. If you look at people like Bill Gates, they started their businesses at the universities when they were students. In fact, Bill Gates did not complete his degree. He had to leave and go and create what is today Microsoft. Sasa nani hajui Microsoft? Si kila mtu anajua Microsoft. Si ndio? Yes. So if such a person could start a business in the halls of the university as a student, why not you, her and her and her and every one of us? And if we did that, each business would at least employ another 5 people. Hello? See, we are contributing towards the economy. You are contributing towards making somebody who is not having a regular income to have a regular income and have something to put on the table. If we did that, Kenya would be a different country. We would not all be fighting to go to the US, to go to the UK. Anytime I pass through the US Embassy, I see very many young people queuing up, seeking to go abroad. I look at them and sometimes I feel sorry. It's good to go abroad, but if you are not well grounded there, you will reach there and realize it is not gold and heaven and the milk you are told. No, there is hard work. There is hard work in the US and in the Western world, and that is what we need to bring here. In business, Alex talks about a couple of things here which were very good. The most important is be honest, be focused, and give quality. Can somebody loan me a charger? We have very many people selling chargers. Thank you, sir. Selling chargers kwa streets of Nakuru. Sini wengi? How much is this charger worth? Ni kama pesa ngapi?
200.
200. Ni sawa. Madam, hii ni charger ni kama pesa ngapi?
Between 200 to 500.
Between 200 to 500. Now, the issue is, those who sell these chargers, many of us, or you, or whoever is selling, they will look at the person and weigh you and see, if I look at this lady, she's worth about 700. So if I tell her that this charger is 700, labda tuta negotiate, ainunue 600. Sinakuwaka hivyo? Ni kweli urongo? Hata manguo ni hivyo hivyo tu. You are weighed based on how you are seeing that person. But is that honesty? No. Many years ago, I used to teach the Juakali traders in Nakuru under the Peace Corps project, the US Peace Corps. And I remember we used to have a lot of problem with trying to make people understand, don't overcharge me because you are judging me because either of how I'm dressed or how I look. This charger, if it is 500, sell it 500. Don't tell the person 700, 800. Are we together? That way, you sell less. Na ndio unaonanga Muhindi anachukua kitu ya 100 anakuandikia 99. So in your mind, you are not seeing the 100, you are seeing 99. Are we together? Lakini ukienda kwa duka zetu, utakuta hiyo ya 99 Muhindi anauza, tumeandika 150. Sasa utanunua ya 150 ama utanunua ya 100, ya 99. So that means the person who is selling at 99, he or she will sell maybe 10 of these when you have sold Achiel Kende. Si namna hiyo? Si ni kweli? Umeuza moja. So, where is the problem? Ni Mungu mwenye hakusaidii upate biashara ama ni wewe unajinyonga? Si wewe unajinyonga? Yes, ukienda kwa mechanic, wale wako na magari, mechanic anaangalia gari tu anaona hii ni moto kubwa, anakuambia kakitu ya 500, anakuambia ni 2000. Will you go back there tomorrow? No. So, let us be serious in what we do. Secondly, thank you. Secondly, the other major problem in Kenya is quality. Quality. Sini kweli? Quality. Consistency in terms of providing quality products is not there. Kama ni mshonaji nguo, tunashona haraka haraka, tutoe the number of pieces we want, but we don't care about quality. When we do that, are we going to get return customers? Most likely no. Are we together? Hiyo ndio imefanya tuchukue maduka zote tukatakate, inaitwaje hizi ndogo ndogo? Stores. Tukatakate stores, twende China, twende Korea, tulete maguo yao. Why? Because we are not producing quality things for ourselves. Are we together? So if we were doing quality products, there is no reason as to why we should not be using our products instead of exporting jobs. Anytime you buy something from outside, you are making that country rich, you are making your country poor, because what happens, the economies, you bring the dollars, we buy with the dollars, sindio? Na ile dollar tumepata ni kidogo sana because it's only from our farm produce. We don't do a lot of industries. We don't export a lot. Even when we have the AGOA agreement, which is very good, particularly for people like Daraja, they can look at AGOA and see what orders can they export. Daraja, hebu sunguka kidogo na uringe kidogo. Hebu muiangalie, is it a good quality product? Yes. Hebu muangalie. See, go smart in terms of quality. I'm sure ukiangalia kwa njia zote, you want to talk about it kidogo, useme iko namna gani? Yes, quality.
Thank you, sir. Daraja mix, I forgot to say this. The women there and the youth wamejifunza nguo, and we have taught them on quality production in terms of stitching, in terms of the fabrics that we use. Specifically because we are competing in a very huge market, huge. Kuna wale wako na zile one-stop shop, Ereto, Mesjua, Patmat, but we are very small upper freehold. So we have to compete with the best fabrics, the best stitching, and now they've been able to do most of that. And we have a shop, we have an outlet that sells school uniforms, very good quality, and utapata tu Ereto, utapata pale with affordable pricing, as well as corporate uniforms, including the t-shirts you're wearing, polo. They've been able to perfect that. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Regina.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is George Muturi, founder MG Innovation Hub, and the managing director at Ideal Sound Entertainment. Ideal Sound Entertainment is an events production company. So they are the guys who put up what you see here. This is what we do for small, medium, and big events, equivalent of presidential events. We've had an opportunity to do a couple of presidential events, including Kenya Urban Forum. We were the event planner for that event. Okay, so about myself, I have a IT background. I'm a graduate of IT, Bachelor of Science, Information Technology, JPAT. But I spent most of my time in the space of business. Former banker, Absa Bank, worked for 11 years, then left and entered into the world of entrepreneurship, this space. And I started Ideal Sound 10 years ago when I was still in the bank, because I kept asking myself, when this job is over, what next for me? I didn't want to start looking for another employment. Before I got to the bank, it was a real hustle. I stayed for like 3 years with no job. So I told myself, if I get this job, I'll do it so well that I will not look for another employer. I'll employ myself and create employment for other people. So I joined the bank 2010 and 2013. I remembered what I told myself. Nahitaji kujipanga. So I started pole, and I started with 2 speakers, and it's a whole story for another day, so I'll not go into that. And
how it's been?
Thank you, Uhuni. First of all is to thank everyone who has come. This is amazing. As in, I was telling George, that we have been trying to do something for Nakuru, and it has been hard, but at least now we're getting somewhere. So this is amazing. So guys, asanteni sana for coming. So who is Francis Botoni? Every day is a learning day. So this week I learned something. Whoever you are, it's not necessarily what you do. Yeah. So what I say is, I am a father. I'm a father of 3. I'm a husband. I'm a brother. I am a husband, 1 wife, a lady. Yeah, so that is who I am. Literally, that is who I am. What I do, I can do many things, and I have done many things in life. So what I have done, like George, I have done banking for, as you have seen, for 15 years. What George didn't tell you is that banking is very grueling. Yeah. So when you see us in suits, you want to get in there. But once you get there, you are given crazy targets. And you will start saying, can I move out? And you start planning your way out, yeah? But it is a good experience, so I've done banking for 15 years. And what happened is that when I was in the bank, I was a consultant, literally a business consultant in the bank, and we used to support entrepreneurs in the entrepreneurial journey. So what you realize is that many entrepreneurs just get into entrepreneurship because maybe you don't have a job to do. So how do you make out a living? So you just jump in. Once you jump in, you realize KRA wants money from you. You realize the Kanjos want money from you. You realize you need marketing. You realize you need loans from the bank. And then that is when now somebody requires money, another person requires, you need to pay a loan, you need to do marketing. You need even somebody to tell you, tuendelee. Safari ni mrefu, but we can do it. You need somebody to support you emotionally. So that is what we are doing literally in the bank. And what happened is I would see the impact stories. So like you do for 3-4 years, then somebody comes and tells you, buys you a cup of coffee and tells you, Mazil, venye ulinielezea mtu kuchukua loan, ulinisaidia, sasa nimenunua plot car 5. And you're like, hata mimi sijanunua 3, kwani huyu jamaa nilimsaidia aje? Yeah, you realize you are having impact. Because the people wenye wanafanya biashara, they don't know even process ya kuchukua loans. And I can bet even here, many people don't know process ya kuchukua loan. Yeah? Yeah, so I realized there is an impact and we were doing something. And that gave me energy to go out there and train. I was telling George when we were there that personally when I'm training on entrepreneurship and matters business, because I've studied, I've worked in a bank, I have that experience, I can do it from morning up to evening. There is a time I trained for 10 days straight alone. So that is what we do. So what I'd say is the entrepreneurial journey is not easy. So you need partners, and that is what we do. Especially matters finance, because I have that background. How do you set up structures? Matters finance. For MSMEs, that is the people when you're finding cash pale chini, ili usikose pesa ya kulipa rent, ili ukose pesa ya kulipa suppliers, una manage cash flows aje. Then the other thing, even for big corporates, we do financial analysis, because mambo ya pesa kwa biashara is everything. How do you make decisions? Like unafanya, you want to expand another branch, you want to introduce a product, you have to have your financials at your fingertips. Yeah, so that is also something that we do. Then the other thing about supporting the youth, I'm very happy, especially for the creative sector. It is a business, isn't it? Jay-Z inasemaga aje? The creative sector. Anasemaga, I'm not when it comes to business, yeah. Anasemaga aje? Yeah, I'm not a businessman. I am the business. Anaongeza man, ndio, unajua Americans, eh? That's all, okay? So I'm not a businessman, I am the business. So literally when you are creative, for example, you're not a businessman, you are the business.